This is a production of PBS Charlotte.
My day job is done, but this grass is not going to cut itself. I guess the Dapper Dad's job is actually never done. So we've got a great recipe for you today. We've got my friend Brandon coming over. I just got to finish cutting off this grass. So I'll see you at the dinner table. Welcome back to the Dapper Dad's dinner table. I'm Tim Harris. Of course, I had to change clothes. I couldn't come into the kitchen, all grassy and sweaty from the yard and everything there. But quick little refresh. We're ready to cook. We've got a great meal planned out today. It's a quick sheet pan dinner that you can make at home with your family. It's really easy, it's really healthy, and the coolest thing I like about this is it's easy cleanup, because I don't know about you, but I hate doing dishes, even though I have a dishwasher that does most of the dishes for me. One sheet pan, into the oven, onto the plate, into the sink. It's that simple. But today, there's a special treat. I've got my friend Brandon. He's back in town from a small hiatus. He's back in the Charlotte area, and I'd like to welcome him on the show. Brandon, what's going on, man?
Tim, how we doing?
Doing good. Great to see you. Great to have you back, man. Great to have you back.
Appreciate it.
How I met Brandon, just kind of one of those community things. My daughter and his daughter were many years ago now, right? They're both, 9 and 10 almost?
Yeah.
Yeah, so about 3-4 years ago now, they were in daycare together. We had when we had moved to a different school because of my work, and our daughters met and we became friends. Our wives became fast friends. Our kids became friends, and then my son ended up going to daycare with his youngest daughter. Brandon has 4 kids.
4 kids. Can you believe that?
He's got his hands full. I've only got 2 over here, and I know how it is. So, what are some of the go-to meals that you have when you're cooking for your family and you've got a lot going on?
I know, a lot of times I just do something basic. Obviously, they're like chicken nuggets and french fries, right?
What kid doesn't? What kid doesn't?
But if I'm trying to do something a little bit more healthy, it's a lot of chicken tenders, chicken breasts, grilling, things that are just quick and easy. But I'm excited to see that we have some salmon here today, because I know I only have one daughter that likes salmon. Others don't really like it, but it's a treat for me, so I'm excited today.
Awesome. Yeah, this is great. The cool thing about this is it packs in, you've got a lot of healthy omega-3 fatty acids. You've got some great vegetables here, some superfood, and then we're gonna pack it in with a really nice glaze over the salmon, and we're gonna roast it. The cool thing about roasting this dish is it's kind of done in parts. We can't put it all in at the same time, so it's a little staggered approach. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with cutting down, learning some knife skills. I'm gonna test your knife skills here, but don't let Brandon fool you. I've seen Brandon cook, and I've been to his house before. He definitely knows what he's doing with the knife and in the kitchen. But we're gonna start off. I'll let you go ahead and handle the sweet potatoes, and I will cut the broccoli florets. Now, what you wanna do when you're doing a sheet pan dinner like this, we'll move this over to the center here so we can just transfer everything here as we're getting it cut and everybody can see. Is one of the big things that you want to look for is keeping things at a consistent size.
Okay.
So that way, when you're putting it in the oven, it's all going to roast and cook at the same time together. You're not going to have a big chunk of potato and a small chunk of potato. One's going to be super tender and the other one's still going to be tough in the middle. So that's one of the good things, is always having consistent knife cuts and everything like that. And also when I think of size, people ask me, how big should I cut it? How small should I cut it? I always try to tell people, how would you like to have that on a fork?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, how would you like to have that on a fork when you're eating it? So that makes things, sometimes you want it just the right size where you can maybe stab it with your fork, or that you can scoop it up with your fork and enjoy it like that. Kind of just bite-sized pieces. It's really good.
Is there any like special technique to cutting these? You
No,
go down,
I typically
down,
just cut the ends off. We'll discard those, and then I guess the easiest way is maybe cut it in half, and then work from there. Now, we've washed these. You can peel your sweet potatoes, or you cannot. We've chosen to not. There's nothing wrong with leaving the skin on your sweet potatoes, as long as you've made sure that you've washed it and scrubbed the outside really good and dried it off. So that's where we're at with that. So yeah,
all right,
let's
so
go
I'll
ahead.
start. I'll cut
you
these
go ahead and
ends
start
off
with
right
that.
here. How am I doing?
Just like that. You're doing fine. It's always tough. You got to make sure you've also, with your knives, that you've got a sharp knife, especially when you've got something as tough as a sweet potato. If you have a dull knife, it could possibly slip, and then that's when you're going to get cut and everything. So don't be scared of a sharp knife.
Oh, this one's pretty good.
Perfect.
Yeah. Is that good?
Yeah, that's good.
In half? Both?
Yep, cut them both in half.
Oh.
Well, that's
No.
okay. That's okay.
Listen up. There we go. Nice. All right.
Cool. Then what I would do is I would actually maybe take this and see about cutting it half
See,
again.
this guy's got the technique
Like
down. I
that?
gotta follow you.
And then what we'll do is we'll cut it another time.
All right.
One more time.
Let me follow that. Got half down. Boom. Nice. Tim, you're the expert at this, man.
And as you can see, like, so that way when we start to cut them in cubes, they're all gonna be kind of consistent sizes.
Oh, okay.
See what I'm talking about? Yes. So just cut
What
this
about
one.
this one? Is that too big or is that good?
No, that's fine.
All
Just
right.
cut this one like here, like that.
Oh, you did it again.
I did it again.
Oh,
And the same thing with that one.
don't hold that on me, man.
Yep, yep.
All right. This one.
Yep.
One more. You know, that's a good point about the fork thing. I never thought about that.
Yeah,
I
just think about,
kinda
you know-
cut and see what I get.
Nobody wants a piece of sweet potato that big on your fork while you're trying
You're
to.
absolutely correct. Maybe my son would, though. He would stuff that whole thing in his mouth, you know? All right.
When we get done, we'll just go ahead and put it in the bowl here.
Slow down, going too fast, Tim. Ah, there we go. All right. Here we go.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. How'd you learn your knife skills? What did you do?
Just a lot of watching cooking shows on TV and learning what you like. And you know, like I said, you kind of learn like when you're having a meal after you're finished, you know, cooking and everything. You kind
Yeah.
of know you're like, man, I should have maybe cut this a little bit smaller, or maybe
Slightly
sometimes I
smaller.
should have cut this a little bit bigger. It would have had a better mouthfeel and everything like
Yeah.
that. But the most, like I said, the most important thing about it is outside of, you know, just the size of that you want to have it on your fork is it cooking at the same time.
Yeah.
So just consistent cooking. That's the most important thing about. And then of course, like we want it to look nice, right?
Presentation.
Presentation. Yeah. While you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting the broccoli. Once again, we want to
nice.
do the same thing. We want to cut it into little florets. I'm going to cut a big chunk of the stem off here and get that out to the side. And then sometimes, like I says, I think that's a really good size right there. Don't you think?
Oh, that's perfect, yeah.
That's something like that you don't want to cut in half. Now, sometimes you'll get a bigger floret like this. And this
Yeah.
one, we'll just go ahead and maybe cut in half. Sometimes maybe even cut in a quarter.
All right, there we go.
We're going to put these in the same bowl together.
Oh.
What I like to do is when I cut this large part of the stem off, is that way you can easily kind of snap these. And some of them, you won't even really have to do much besides maybe cut off a little bit of the stem.
Yeah. How do you like your broccoli?
How do I like my broccoli?
Soft, al dente.
I like it a little al dente. I like it a little bit firm, to where it's done, but it still has a little bit of texture to it. That's one of the things, like, I don't like soggy vegetables. And I don't think many people do. And I think that's one of the things that also turns off a lot of kids to vegetables is soggy vegetables, mushy vegetables. So yeah, I think that's
You gotta tell my wife that. Don't tell her I said that. She likes soggy for some reason. I don't know why. I like it pretty al dente, so
that's cool.
yeah. Now
So
I know
who
why.
does? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, now I know why the kids are not eating their vegetables. It's too soggy.
And I don't know. I just think it's just a almost a kind of like a rite of passage. Like kids just have to find something they don't like about some of their dinners. So, and that's one of the challenges I find with just being a dad who grew up trying so many different adventurous foods is getting my kids to do the same because you know, well, we grew up a little bit different. Like if I didn't like what was being served, I kind of just I either didn't eat or I sat there at the table all night staring at that plate. But I don't do that to my kids. And there are certain times of the week where we used to have 3 different meals. I would cook something for me and my wife, and then I'd cook something for my son, and then my daughter didn't want this. And my daughter, it's really funny, some of the things, she doesn't like condiments. And I try to explain to her that a lot of the foods that you don't like may taste better with some condiments. Condiments are there to make foods taste better.
Don't get it,
but
yeah.
she doesn't get it. She likes her cheeseburgers plain.
Yeah, all right.
And that's hey, she is who she is. She is. All right, we've got these
All right.
here. What we're gonna do now is we're just gonna drizzle a good healthy serving of olive oil. When it comes to choosing a good olive oil, look for one that has a taste that you like, one that you've used before. There's a lot of different kinds of oils in general. You've got your olive oil, your extra virgin olive oil. You've got your finishing oils for salads and everything like that. One of the things also that is very good that a lot of people don't talk about is avocado oil.
Oh,
It has a very high smoke point and a very neutral flavor, so it will allow the foods that are cooking or roasting, the natural flavors to come out a lot more. I like adding olive oil or something like this because it's going to add a little flavor to it and everything.
Sure.
So we'll toss these up here. Actually, that's why we have a spatula, right? So
there we go.
get these things, get this stirred in there just nice.
Funny you mentioned olive
Oopsies,
oil,
making a mess.
avocado oil, because that's what I used to use for my daughter because she has allergies.
Okay.
She was allergic to olive oil, just regular olive oil.
I've never heard of somebody being allergic to olive oil.
So we used avocado oil and it worked like a charm. So
That's great. That's great. What is it about? Is it because what is it about the olive oil? Like just.
That's a good question. I don't even know. I don't even think the doctors knew because it was something so rare, So they're like, just to stay away from it. But she's outgrown it now, so we're
that's cool.
good.
That's great that she's outgrown it. We're gonna add a little bit of salt. I always like to use a coarse sea salt, and I love having one of these salt dishes on the table. And I just use my fingers. I learned from a chef on TV. Chef Tiffany Derry, if I could throw that out there, she told me don't use 2 fingers when you put your salt in there. You take 4 fingers, you get your good chunk of salt.
Oh, you get fancy with it,
and you can put it in there like that. No, we don't get too fancy with it. We just like to throw it on there.
Okay.
Fresh ground pepper is always a great.
And you're just eyeballing everything. You're
I'm
not
just
measuring
eyeballing.
anything out. Okay.
So this, I'll kind of take an eyeball on it, and we're gonna roast it. We have a lot in this bowl to start with, so we want to make sure everything gets covered. So we're just gonna keep stirring. And then when everything gets to like a good consistency, and we see that not one has a chunk of pepper on it and everything.
Right.
Maybe add a little bit more here.
All right, that looks good. Looks good. So how do you determine if you're gonna roast them, if you're gonna steam them? Is preference, flavor, palates?
I guess it's all about what you prefer and what the dish calls for. Okay. So the reason we're gonna roast them on this one is because it's gonna be simple. It's one sheet pan dinner. So we're gonna go ahead and roast them. I do like steamed broccoli, depending on the dish. If I'm having a steak or if I'm having some chicken or something like that, to steam broccoli. And I think that also gets that nice al dente feel. And it also, I like when you steam it, it pops really green. We're gonna go ahead and spread this out. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead, we've used parchment paper, which is also gonna help with the cleanup and help that it doesn't stick to the sheet pan. Because one thing I don't like about sheet pan cooking at times is if you don't use any parchment paper or foil, you're gonna be scrubbing that pan longer than it took you to cook the meal. You're gonna soak it in the sink, and we've all done that.
I've learned that the hard way
So
too
I'm
many
gonna go ahead and put a little bit of oil on here as well.
All right.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna layer these out.
Now, are you ever concerned about too much stuff on it, or is that gonna be fine?
I think this is just gonna be fine right here.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie to you, those were some large sweet potatoes. We do probably have a little bit more in sweet potatoes. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull some of these.
You telling me I messed up?
No, you did fine.
All right.
Those were some good sized sweet potatoes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and pull some of these, put them back into our bowl, because we do need a little bit of room.
Okay.
Because we'd like a good even mix of, broccoli to sweet potato.
Yeah.
Not overpoweringly sweet potatoes.
And now, do you place the salmon on top of everything, or
we're gonna do that later. So we're gonna
Okay.
let this go. That's a trick that's gonna come up here soon. We're gonna let this go.
Getting ahead of myself
You
here.
are.
All right.
But hey, I like it. I like it. You're trying to. You're ambitious.
One way to put it. Nice.
All right. Now that we've got
that looks
these,
good.
yeah. Maybe a little more pepper for just good luck, a little bit on top, and a little bit of salt never hurt anybody. One thing about salt, which I always tell my kids is, and this is something great to learn, and I think this is a great teaching moment, is when you take salt and you drop it down really low, it's all right there. It doesn't spread out. When you take the salt, you hold it up high, so that way it sprinkles all over and it doesn't just drop once in the middle. Because we've got olive oil on everything on here, so if you drop it in the middle, it's gonna stick to that tear.
Yeah.
So that's why you hold it up high and do that.
That's good. Look at that.
Yeah.
The more you know, huh?
The more you know.
Dapper Dad. I love it.
All right, so these are ready for the oven. We've got our oven preset to 400 degrees. We're gonna go ahead and put this in the oven. We're gonna give it about a 10, 12 minute head start. We'll check them, we'll come back and check them. Things about oven cooking, a lot of people think anything over 325, 350 degrees is for baking. No, you can roast. Don't be scared to turn it up to 400 degrees, maybe even 425. Keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. I'm gonna use the middle rack, and we're gonna put this in the oven. So now we've got our salmon here. We're gonna go ahead and prepare a glaze for our salmon. Let me get a quick little spatula.
I'm excited for this. What do you got over here?
Okay, so I'll let you hold the whisk.
Okay.
What we've got here, we've got a little bit of soy sauce.
Okay, how much soy sauce is that?
Probably about 2 tablespoons.
Okay, nice.
We've got some honey.
Honey, all right, look at that. Is that
Can't
same,
have a
same
glaze.
amount?
Yeah, about the same amount.
Okay.
You can't have a glaze without some form of sugar, whether it's brown sugar, whether it's honey. Another one that I used on the show when I did salmon was I did a maple. I did a maple glaze on the salmon and everything too.
What show was that?
That was when I was on the Great American Recipe on PBS.
That's right, yeah. That was
We're
great.
gonna go ahead and add some minced garlic.
Nice. And these are pre-measured out, right?
Yes, and some ginger. And for all the measurements, the exact measurements, they'll all be available online. So
Online.
don't fret.
Awesome.
So-
All right,
Okay.
have to go check that
Now
out.
we're gonna go ahead and give
Whisk
that a
this
good
bad boy?
stir. Yeah.
All right.
Whisk that together.
So how do you know how long to whisk, how much? What are you looking
When
for?
it stops looking, when it gets all incorporated with itself and everything. So yeah,
All right. How am I doing?
you're doing good. You're doing good.
All right. I'm learning.
Specifically, like says, you got to think about when you're whisking things. You got to think about what did I put in there. You've got the honey, which is
Yeah.
very thick, but the soy sauce is going to thin that out a little bit. And then you
Okay.
got to think about we put ginger powder in there, so we want to just make sure that's not clumpy.
Gotcha. All right. Well, this is looking pretty good.
So in your house, do you do most of the cooking, or is it a shared duty?
You know, it used to be a shared responsibility, and I've been doing most of the
Because you're
cooking
doing so
lately.
well at it? You're doing so
Is that what it is? Yeah, wife's a little busy these days working,
cool.
so I have more time, more flexible, so I do a lot more of the cooking. So
Okay, cool.
Try to just make things that are fun, easy, kids will
Kid-friendly.
enjoy it. Exactly.
That's always the most important part.
All right, so how's this whisk?
All right, that looks good. That looks good.
All right,
So what we're gonna do, we've got our salmon here. We've got it skin side down. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and make sure we pat them dry.
Dry,
That
all
there's
right.
no water on there or moisture. So that way the glaze will have a definite way to stick to it. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing with the skin side.
Have you ever used the air fryer? A lot of times when I do salmon, I end up throwing it in the air fryer.
I've never put salmon in the air fryer.
Really?
I have an air fryer. I use it for all kinds of things, but I've never used it for salmon. That sounds like really cool though.
Is that the cheat way of doing it?
No, there's no cheat. Why would that be a cheat way of doing it? If as long as it cooks it and you like it, and that's the thing about cooking is there's no rules. It's creativity.
Yeah, I like
whatever that you want to do and you want to try something, if it works, that's great stuff. Now, like I always say, when it comes to baking, that's science. You've got salt and you've got baking soda and you've got to do it at the right temperature. You got to add cold water, not warm water, or else it's going to rise or fall flat or something. But with cooking, it's kind of like an experiment. You can try whatever you like. And I think that's what, when it comes to cooking at my own house, that's one of the ways that me and my wife vary. Now, my wife, she is a wonderful cook. Don't let her tell you the difference. She'll tell you like, I can't cook. No, she knows how to cook, but she's a recipe follower. She can take a recipe out of any box, book, magazine, and she will make it look exactly like that.
Yeah.
But then there's also days she comes home and she looks in the pantry and the kitchen and the refrigerator and she says, we don't have anything.
And then
I
you
go,
go in
give me a
there.
minute, give me a minute, let me look, let me see what we have here. We got some of this and that, and we can make something. And that's
Yeah.
kind of like just how I guess you could say, like, grew up cooking. Even not when I was a kid, but more when I was like a bachelor living by myself. It's like,
Yeah.
what do I have and what can I make from this? Almost like cooking by numbers, just picking a couple different things and trying to improvise where you can and trying
I'm
to
not
make
good
it.
at that. I can't do that.
Why not? Yes, you can.
I don't know. I can't just go in there and like find something and create it. Like I kind of have an idea of what I need and what I want, and then I'll kind of I don't measure out seasonings per se, but like that's just the way I do it. So I don't know.
Hey, everybody has their own method. Their own method. It's all good. Back to the salmon.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna sprinkle a little bit of salt. We're gonna season with salt and pepper.
Not too low, just right.
Yep, spread it out. Get some of the pepper on here.
Nice. There we go.
So we've seasoned this with a little bit of salt and pepper, and now we're gonna go ahead and glaze it. But before we put the glaze on there, I'd like you to take a little taste.
All right.
You tell me what you think.
Oh wow.
A lot of
That
flavor.
is
What do you got there? A lot of flavor. A lot
A
of.
lot of flavor. I taste the garlic. I taste a little bit of the ginger. Honey. I mean, it's everything you put in there, but man, this is good.
Since we're gonna be sharing this with my kids, we kept it pretty. I don't want to say vanilla, but pretty flavorful. Now, if you want, You like a little bit of spice? Add you some red pepper flakes in there. Add you some of your favorite hot sauce or chili paste or sriracha in there, and you can season it up for a more adult flavor profile, so to speak. So, all right.
Am I a kid though? Because I don't like spice.
You don't like spicy food?
No, I have acid reflux.
I thought you were part Caribbean, man.
I am. I know. It's like almost a sin. I know. Tell me about it. But I can't do it. So this is perfect for me.
So this is perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use this. I got a brush here, and we're going to nice and thick. We're not going to go sparingly.
Yeah.
We're going to glaze it right on
nice.
top, just like that. Make sure.
And you're just eyeballing it. You're not measuring anything out. Perfect. That looks good.
And that's what that's for me, that's part of the fun of being in the kitchen. Well, it's almost like cooking chili. You've made chili before, right?
Oh, yeah.
Do you follow the same recipe every time?
Not quite. Am I supposed to say yes?
No, that's like me. People are like, they say, man, that last batch of chili you made, Tim, that was good. I need some more of that. Like,
Do it
okay.
again. Yeah.
I'll try to remember what I had on hand that I put in there. So, okay, we've got this nice and glazed here. We're going to save some of this for when we get ready to put it in the oven. Make sure we've got the sides coated because it's a little tight on the pan.
Get in there. Absolutely. That's good.
Okay. Now what we're going to do, we've given the denser potatoes a head start because potatoes take a long time.
Yeah.
Broccoli should be okay. The stalk's on there. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and now pull that. And we're going to add this to it. Then we're going to put it back in the oven. It's going to take a little bit, but that'll give us some time to clean up and get our plates ready.
All right. I like it.
All right.
Let's do it. Oh, let's put this on something, all right? There you go.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Go and put that there. All right. What we'll do is, remember, the pan is hot. We've all burned ourselves. We're going to slide this over just a little bit. We're going to make some room. And then grab this, and we're going to go ahead and grab our salmon.
Look at that.
Put it on there.
Delicious. Nice. And not too much on top of each other. A little.
Yeah,
space
you want to
in between.
you want to leave a little bit of space in between if you can.
Okay. There we go.
We're going to do the best we can with that. Once again, I got some nice big pieces of salmon here. Okay.
Perfect.
Take the last of our glaze. You know what? We're not even going to be fancy. We're just going to drizzle it on there.
Oh yeah, I like that. Nice. That has some good flavor. I'm telling you.
Now, just because I'm human, I make mistakes. I forgot to add a little bit of garlic powder.
Oh.
So we're going to go ahead and do that now.
More flavor.
More flavor.
Yeah,
a
can't
little
go
more
wrong.
olive oil for the bake, and we should be good to go. Like I said, these are little things. Like it's a mistake. Don't let it ruin your meal. Don't let it ruin your meal.
Yeah.
Toss them around a little bit.
And now we'll throw those back in the oven for how long?
We're going to throw this back in the oven for about 15 minutes. We're going to check on it, and we're going to, right now, what we're going to do, we know these are going to be done. We're going to go ahead and we're going to keep an eye on the salmon. Okay. Because the thing you got to know about salmon is it will continue to cook once we take it out.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to let it rest a little bit to let the salmon continue, but we don't want to dry the salmon out. A lot of times cooking salmon, you may see that it kind of, secretes a little bit of white. That's just, it's kind of cooking and it's pushing some of the fats out.
Oh, is that what
so,
that is?
Yeah, that's what that is.
Okay.
It's not a big deal. Sometimes it's not the most, attractive, but we're going to try to keep that down to a minimum because if you've done that, it's gone a little too far. But let's get this back in the oven.
Yeah. Definitely made that mistake before, and then I'll see my daughter scraping that white stuff off,
All right, we'll let that go for another 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. We'll check on it. We'll get everything cleaned up and get our plates ready.
All right, let's do it.
Awesome. All right, through the magic of television, it's been about 15 minutes, so let's go ahead and pull our dish.
All right, let's see what we got.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
I think that salmon is right on time.
that is money right there.
That's awesome.
Now, how do you know if the salmon's done? You cut into it to see, or
No, I'm just gonna let it go.
know the
Well,
time?
I'm glad you brought something like that up. Is one thing that we can always keep around is a probe thermometer. So take a probe thermometer. Remember the pan's hot, and take a look in the center. Right at 136, 140. I think that's great. The thing about salmon, like I said, is it'll continue to cook. It sits on here. It'll kind of like the residual heat from the pan and from itself will cook it in. Typically, salmon, medium rare. Medium rare, like if you want to compare it to steaks. So I'm going to go ahead and get this plated, but I know you got to run because you got to go grab the kids.
Go grab the
Your
kids.
job is never done as a dapper dad. But hey, man,
Absolutely.
thank you for stopping by. And next time we'll make sure you can stick around long enough
Yes,
for dinner.
sir.
All right,
Pleasure.
take it easy,
All right,
man.
Good one, Tim.
Okay, let's go ahead and get this plated. We'll go ahead and get some of these vegetables. Oh, they're just right. those on the side. And now let's get a piece of salmon on there. We'll get this guy right on the end here. Actually, I'm liking this one. And there we have it. We've got a simple sheet pan dinner. Took us about 30 minutes from start to finish. Wonderful, healthy meal, seafood night at your house. Give it a try. And there we have it, folks. Another simple sheet pan dinner made with some salmon. My favorite part about this is very easy on the cleanup. So please, I encourage you, check this recipe out. Please look it up, pbscharlotte.org. Check it out for all of my recipes. Give it a try yourself at home. Maybe do something different. Add some onions to it. Use some different vegetables, bell peppers, whatever you want to try. My wife, she's gone to pick up the kids, so I'm going to go ahead and get dinner table set up for everything, and we'll catch you next time. And just remember, fam, you're always welcome here at my dinner table.
A production of PBS Charlotte.